Market update here on the 19th. So Tesla selling off here after hours. They booked record revenue, 25 billion, with margin declining after the price cuts. So not a positive reaction to the market. I swung this yesterday. I bought at 292, sold around like 298. So I pretty much hit my target I talked about in the video yesterday. And I'm glad I did because I didn't want to hold this through earnings. And sure enough, we're selling off here. I did have a YOLO call. That's going to be down a bunch tomorrow, but I have a bunch of sold puts as well. And I bought some puts as well. So I'm not really worried about this that much, but looking at how this played out, if you remember like a video, it's probably like 2 weeks ago, I was looking for this gap fill. We never got it. And this only retraced less than 50% retracement. So I was like, okay, that could be a wave 2. But normally the wave 2 goes to 50% retracement. Plus it did not hit the demand zone. And then we get this move up here, and I'm looking for 315. So 315 is at 1.61 fib. And so I was thinking that if they had good earnings, that they'd probably get a pop after hours, and that would complete the wave 3. Because we really didn't make any good headway higher here towards the outside of this parallel line. And so now that I see this, it might make a little bit more sense. And actually, I see two different possibilities now. It's either going to be, from what I see, I think it's either going to be A, B, and we're going to get a C wave back down here. And we're going to fill this gap all the way down here at 263. And then that would be the 0.5 fib. So an expanded flat lower. That's the first option. And this went a little bit farther than you would expect for a B wave on an expanded flat. But the way it's selling off here, I could see this happening pretty easily, coming down here to 260. So that's the first possibility. Second possibility is this was a 5-wave move for my count. So the second possibility is still a nested, something like that, which this is wave 3, pullback 4, and the 5th wave higher. I still think it's going to go higher, but it's possible it comes all the way back down here to 260. And this really invalidated the count, unless it opens tomorrow higher, which I don't see any reason why it would. So those are the two possibilities: A, B, C, lower here, fill the gap down here to 260, or we're going to get this still as wave 1, this is wave 2, and then this would end up being just wave 1 of 3. So we look for wave 2 right here. I would lean towards the move down to 260 now that I'm looking at this. Like, this didn't make sense to me. I thought we were going to at least fill the gap, and we never did. And so it kind of makes a lot more sense now. They basically just trapped a bunch of people up here. This whole move from the last 8 days was a trap. And if we sell off down to 260, a lot of people are going to be underwater. They're going to make a lot of money on the calls, etc. So I'm glad I sold some puts at the lowest price, or the highest price I sold them at was 270. So I'm not worried about those. I have some at 255 too. And then I have some puts at 265, all for the 18th of August. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, but those are the options I see. All of this looks good from the very bottom. We have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pullback, 4th wave, 1st wave higher. It's just this part was kind of funky. So let's see what happens tomorrow. QQQ also, I'm really happy that I sold my calls around 386 at the very end of the day. It didn't look like it was going to go higher either. If we zoom in here, so just on this wave right here, so we have 1, 2, and then what happened here is, I still think this is the 3rd wave right here, but I think that this 5th wave was very, very small. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we got some kind of fifth wave that was very small, and then we sold off hard. And I was actually in this all the way. I was in calls. On my other account, I sold them up here at 387. My second account, I was expecting a fourth wave to play out here, like an ABC move and a move higher, potentially after earnings or maybe going into the end of the day. And we didn't get that. It just kept on selling off, and I sold those at 386 for a slight loss, not very much. But I'm glad I did now, because I think this is a fifth wave was finished right there. So that means overall we have 1, 2, 3, and we'd be starting a fourth wave down. So there still should be another move higher, but I think we're in the fourth wave now. And this took about 3 days, 3 trading days. So the rest of the week might be this fourth wave. So that's what I see on QQQ. Price target wise, I would look for probably down here to 382 minimum. I think 378 might be a little bit too far, but maybe not. We'll see. If Tesla goes to 260, I could see 378 pretty easily. But look for a fourth wave to finish probably sometime around. These actually started at the same time, pretty much. Wednesday at 9:45, Wednesday at 9:30. So maybe the same time, like maybe on Monday morning, and we get something like this. Maybe like that. So that would be the fourth wave on Monday the 24th. And then I would expect one more move higher, probably to going to go somewhere in the mid 390s, potentially test the all-time highs. And then if we zoom out here again, let's just take a look at where that is going to be the end of the third wave. So 1, 2, third wave would be after we sell off into Monday, one more move higher, that's third wave. And then we should get a fourth wave lower. And that's the one I was talking about where we could go down to like the 0.38 fibs. Let's say we go to 400. We come all the way down here to like 350. And then we would see another move higher to complete the overall fifth wave. So that's what I see on Tesla and QQQ. And Tesla is really selling off now. Yeah, not good. Not what I really wanted. I really wanted Tesla to go to 315, but there were so many calls at 290 though. I should have recognized that, but it's really not that big of a deal. I was going to look at Netflix too. They had earnings and they sold off pretty hard. I don't really have this count down totally. It's at 442. Wow. So I think Netflix is going to at least come up here to 507 before this is finished. There is a gap fill right here, and it just seems like that would be the spot for it to go before it sells off again. But it is a pretty big sell-off here from 484 all the way down to 442. That's like, what, 10%? Something like that. So that's not good for QQQ right now, but again, 378, 380, maybe 382 are the targets. I don't know what Elon said, but this is selling off pretty hard now. Okay. Let's go over Apple. And one more thing. Let's look at. So if this is going to be a second wave, then it's like pretty much right around where you'd want to buy the second wave. So we'll have to see tomorrow how it reacts, but it could just be an impulsive move real quickly down to 260. Let's see. Apple. So it came above the ABC move. I was talking about a flat in the last video. I still think that Apple probably has another move in them because this looks like a third wave to me. So I thought this was going to be a B wave, but it kind of looks like we'll see. Maybe it gets a 200 touch before it reports earnings here next week sometime. But this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pullback, fifth wave higher. So again, I think there's more upside in QQQ, but we'll see how Tesla reacts tomorrow. This is either going to be a second wave or a C wave down for the second wave right here. So dollar, let's look at dollar, and then I'll be finished on this for today. Dollar is stronger today, so it's due for a bounce too. I mean, look where it's at. We're oversold here. Went down to 25 RSI on the daily, weekly, Bollinger Band. We are sitting at the very bottom of that, so it could bounce back to 102, 103 pretty easily. But I'm not expecting that to happen until we get the other move higher. So it's probably going to do a small bounce and then go lower. And it honestly, it looks like a fourth wave to me. You can pretty much see we're probably going to get one more move down, and then we're going to get a pretty big bounce. So that's pretty much it. Oh, Tesla 278. Wow. That is crazy. I don't know what the expected move was. I think it was, when I looked at it, it was like 18 bucks. So I guess that is 273. But this is not looking good. I would expect this gap fill, to be honest. 264, the way it's going. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Look for downside. Look for a fourth wave in QQQ. The invalidation level on QQQ is sitting at basically the invalidation level, I think, is if it crosses into the first wave here at 372, but I would be very cautious if it gets below 378, if it breaks below this fourth wave right here. And then definitely if it gets below 375. So look for it to pretty much come down here and then probably bounce and then another move lower. Anyway, I am rambling on, but I'm just keep on watching Tesla here. And then Netflix is at 430. Wow. Wow. Okay, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully everyone got out before earnings. And hopefully you're all set up for a big drop or a decent sized drop. And I'll talk with you guys tomorrow. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe for more updates. And get ready to buy that dip because we're probably going to go higher.